my garden. This is May 2nd and I'm in zone 7A, and those are my 4 garden beds. I'll show you what I have here. Over here on the left, this is all radishes, and the seeds were a little bit older, so I planted them kind of thickly, so I'll need to thin these out. And there's some more radishes back there and spinach. And then here in this area was for my Swiss chard, but they're not seeming like so much is coming up. There's some seedlings there, and there's this one. I don't know what that is. I think I'm gonna let it hang out for a little bit. Let's see what comes of it. I don't remember planting anything unusual there. It's probably like a tree. The squirrels plant all sorts of stuff in my beds all winter long, so I'm always surprised with what I have. Back off. And then over here is my lettuce. So I always just throw seeds here, and you're not supposed to cover lettuce seeds with too much soil. They need sunlight to germinate, so they just lay on top of the surface of the soil, and then when it rains they all like pull to the side, so that's why they're all kind of like that. But I usually do pretty well with lettuce around here. And in the back is some more spinach, and some spinach over there, and some grass. Okay, so the next bed, more radishes. These are different varieties. I have Cherry Bell and German Giant, some of my favorites, and then I got a pack of Easter egg seeds, like this huge pack, and they have purple and red and white and pink radishes, and they're really pretty, but you know, they're kind of hot, so I'm trying to use those seeds up. But then here's some Swiss chard. I planted these from plants. Everything else so far has been from seeds. So these are, it was one plant and I separated it, so it's doing a lot better. And that kale's doing a lot better. It was not looking so great when I first put it in the ground. And then I have squash. Planted these squash seeds, so these are like zucchini and yellow crookneck squash. And it's probably a little early for them, but I needed to put them in the ground, or else I'll end up putting something else here and then I won't have any room in my garden. So if they die, they're just placeholders anyway. And then these are lettuce plants. These are I bought as seedlings. Oops, let me get out of the shadow. So I think this one was Simpson, black-seeded Simpson Elite, or Simpson Elite. This is one of my favorite lettuces to grow and eat. It's awesome. And this, I don't know. Oh, let's see. Ripped a leaf off. Antago, I don't know. Red lettuce. And then this one is Butter Crunch. This is a really nice one too. And this is really great to grow because if you buy it in the store, it's either really, really expensive or really, really, you know, wilted and not as great as fresh. So growing it and, you know, picking it 30 minutes before dinner is awesome. Nothing in this bed except for this garlic that didn't get pulled out last year because I must have missed it. So I didn't plant any other garlic. I'm kind of excited that this is still here. So hopefully I'll get some scapes. I don't see any scapes yet. And then there's nothing else in here but weeds yet. And then here, same thing. Nothing in here yet except for some onions that got missed last year. Here's just some seedlings I put out here just to try. I usually put my seeds under lights, but I didn't do that this year just because with the baby and everything I haven't had a lot of time, so I just threw these in pots just to see what I could get. So these are all sunflowers, and then I have, these are California Wonder bell peppers. These are jalapenos, not coming up yet, and these were a collection of different tomatoes, yellow, orange, and red tomatoes. So this is my mint bed that was here when we bought the house, so I definitely did not plant this, but I enjoy using the mint, so I let it go. This is my bay plant. I forgot to water it all winter and it died. And then it came back to life, and then I left it out in the cold and it died again. But I think it's coming back. There's a little sign of hope. It was looking awesome, and then I killed it again. And there's my Pokey. Good boy. Here is a rhubarb that is going to flower, so I gotta cut that stalk off. And the rhubarb stalks are green, they're not red. So when you cook them up, they kind of look like kind of sickly green color, so I don't really use this, but I like the plant. I'll show you what else I have. Some of this is my husband's too. This is our newest fig. It is Italian honey fig. And we just put it in the ground this year, so it's just kind of a stick so far. And then over here, among all the dandelions, is hops. So my husband brews beer, so he got these hop plants. I think he ordered these online. They were rhizomes or crowns. So that one's coming up. The other one's not coming up yet. I forget this. See if the variety is on here. It's not on this tag. I think one was, I can't remember it now. I'll put it on the screen. I'll write it on the screen if I can find out from him. It rained for 3 days, so the backyard's a little bit soggy over here. This is his raised bed. This is for his strawberries. These strawberries are crazy. They grow really well. And some blossoms already on there. There were some blossoms before the rain started, so I'm sure there's some already swelling out into fruit here. This is a carrot probably left over from last year. And then he's got a rhubarb too. And this he bought as a crown. Mine was started from seed, but it's also green, so I'm just not having luck with that. And then he put some radishes in between here. So this is his fig. He bought this last year. This one is a brown Turkish fig. No sign of green yet that I can find, but hopefully soon. And then this is his in-ground bed. Oh, see, there's a lot of water here. I think I have to go the other way. Okay. And he hasn't put anything in his in-ground bed yet, except for there's some strawberries back there. And he has asparagus. He planted these from seed, and we actually had one. This is the first year that anything's come up. So there's these here. This is where we got the one that we ate. These are probably growing, you know, beyond harvest, but I think you're supposed to let them just kind of grow the first couple of years. This is another one, but it's kind of fronded out, so just let that go. It helps establish the crown or the root. And then that's my compost. The last things are up here. This bed up here, when we moved in, you hear my feet squishing in the water? When we moved in, there's some flowering bushes in here. We tore them out to use this bed, and nothing wants to grow here. And we dug it up to till in some good manure, and it had car parts in there. So I'm guessing the previous owners of this house dumped like motor oil in here because nothing wants to grow. But these grapevines are doing okay. These are Sham Boorstin grapes, so they're wine grapes. And I think these are maybe 4 years old now. 5 maybe? So he got these and put them in. And he's been trying to clone them. So he's got some rooting inside the house that he's going to try to plant out along the back fence. This is the front of my house. This is where I have all my herbs. It's really convenient because I can run out here when I'm cooking and grab whatever I need. We had a really hard winter, so some things weren't doing so well. I hacked so much stuff way back. So I had a big rosemary there, and one here, and I hacked them all the way down. They were as tall as these other bushes, so it was pretty big rosemary. I hacked it back. Those two have no signs of life. This one is actually coming back. And this is the variety that I really like, so I'm glad that this is the one that's coming back. This is an oregano and sage. There's another sage there. And thyme. I always hack the thyme way back, and these start from like little plants and they spread out like this, so I could like take a spade and cut this in half and give half of it away, and I would have plenty from this plant, and I have like 3 other plants, so I use a lot of time. Maple trees. These helicopters come in here. These maple trees. There's some weeds in here too, but that's alright. And then it's another time. This is a big oregano. Actually should harvest some of this, put it out to dry. The oregano leaves are kind of fuzzy, so they get dirty, and I hesitate to use this fresh just because it's kind of a pain in the butt to dry. But when it grows in the springtime, it grows up away from the dirt, and I'll harvest it, dry it, and then I'll use it dried. So I use all of these herbs. Yeah, there's not really any herbs that I buy very much anymore. They're so expensive, and they're so fun to grow. So this is parsley. I have not planted parsley in like 3 or 4 years. These are all self-reseeded, and they're down in the lawn too, so I never am for wanting for parsley. And some of these are second-year plants, so they'll grow and bolt and make new seeds, and some of them are seedlings that came up from the seeds that fell. And this is another time. So you can see how this, I have it kind of separated. I could dig this out, and somebody else could have their own thyme plant. Back there is tarragon. It's kind of hard to grow, and this rosemary bush next to it was like taking over this whole bed almost, so it was a little bit crowded out. But now that I cut it back, it has lots of room. I have chives and garlic chives, and then back there is just a hen and chick that came with the house. So there were some flowers in this bed. I tore them all out and put the herbs in here. So glad you decided to check out my video today. If you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you want to check out the description box, I'll put links to my Facebook and my Pinterest account so you can follow me there. And thanks so much for watching.